It's not always the world around us. Often, it's the little things we do to ourselves without even realizing it. In this video, we're breaking down the top 10 ways people make themselves sad, from tiny habits that chip away at your mood to big mental traps that keep you stuck in a negative loop. Watch closely, because you might be doing some of these without knowing. And once you see them, you can finally stop them. Number 10, isolating yourself from others. When you're feeling down, it's tempting to pull away from people. Maybe because you don't want to burden anyone, or because being alone feels easier. But isolation only makes the sadness grow. We're wired for connection, and when we cut ourselves off, we lose the very thing that could help lift us out of it. If this is you, know this. You might feel better for a moment when you've retreated to your safe space alone. But it's temporary. It's always better to be with people. So go out there, find someone, or many someones. Kick that loneliness weighing you down in the nuts with an extra pair of feet. Number 9, replaying old arguments or conflicts in your mind. Have you ever found yourself rehashing a fight from years ago, or even like a week ago? Or how about an hour ago? Thinking about what you should have said, or how they should have treated you. It's like reliving the hurt over and over again. And all it does is keep that anger or pain alive. The other person might have moved on, but your brain hasn't. The way your brain tries to win an argument that already occurred. And settle. It's fascinating we can let ourselves be hurt by a process so useless. What can you do instead? Whenever you feel like you lost an argument, just think, well, that's one loss in the books. I'll win the next one. Then just smile. Number 8, criticizing yourself harshly. Sometimes, without even realizing it, you start tearing yourself down. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. I never get it right. It's like having an inner bully who's always watching, waiting to pounce. And even though it feels like you're just being honest, you're actually doing real damage to your self-esteem. You deserve the same patience and understanding you give to others. Mistakes are not proof you're failing. They're proof you're trying. Every time you knock yourself down, you make it harder to stand up again. Try talking to yourself like you would to someone you care about. What if, instead of asking, "Why am I like this?" you asked, "What's the next small step I can take?" Then notice yourself changing. Number 7, overanalyzing past mistakes. This is when you keep replaying something you did wrong, trying to understand every angle, every detail. Like maybe if you analyze it enough, you can undo it. But all it really does is make you feel worse. You end up stuck in a loop where the past keeps defining how you feel about yourself now. You're not the same person who made those mistakes. You've learned, you've grown, and you're here now. The past is a teacher, not a prison. Overanalyzing only keeps you locked in what you can't change, but reflecting with kindness helps you move forward. Start reminding yourself that the reality is, everyone makes a mistake sometimes. That's just how life goes. And we keep on living by bettering ourselves for the next bout. Go live for the next event. Fight harder next time. Continue to learn. Regret nothing. Number 6, procrastinating in ways that increase stress. Putting things off always seems harmless in the moment, right? But then time passes, the pressure builds, and suddenly you're overwhelmed and feeling like a failure for not keeping up. The longer you avoid something, the more guilt and anxiety you stack on yourself. And that combination turns into sadness really fast. You've witnessed this on others, and I am almost certain you've witnessed this on yourself. Sometimes you are simply lazy. Other times it's tied to something deeper, like your fear of failure, perfectionism, or feeling overwhelmed. So hear this. You don't have to do everything at once. Start with one small doable action. Not the whole task, just the first step. Procrastination feeds on the idea that the task is too big or scary. Break it down so it feels manageable. And remember, done is better than perfect. Progress matters more than perfection. Number 5, focusing on what's missing in your life. It's so easy to zero in on what you don't have, whether it's a relationship, a job, money, or some dream you haven't reached. Even if good things are happening, your brain filters them out and only sees the lack. And that feeling of not enough just grows until it overshadows everything else. It's like an emotional tunnel vision. Our brains are wired to notice gaps. It's a survival instinct. But constantly focusing on the lack can make your world feel smaller and heavier than it really is. Do this instead. Pause and notice one small thing you already have. Your health, a skill, a moment of peace, or even a simple comfort like a warm drink. That shift in focus doesn't mean ignoring your goals or desires. It means building from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about seeing clearly what's already in your hands. Number 4, reflecting on personal failures or regrets. Sometimes you look back on something you did or didn't do, and it's like you can't help but judge yourself. You replay that decision, wonder what if, and beat yourself up for not doing things differently. And the more you think about it, the worse you feel. It's a heavy kind of sadness that sneaks in under the idea of self-reflection. You need to realize the ultimate truth that you are not defined by your past mistakes. Instead, you're shaped by what you do after them. Reflection is valuable, but when it turns into constant self-criticism, it becomes a trap. Every failure is a teacher, not a life sentence. Ask yourself, what can I take from this to move forward? Progress begins the moment you start treating your past as a lesson, not a prison. Number 3, ruminating on negative memories. Have you ever caught yourself replaying something bad from the past, like an embarrassing moment or a time someone hurt you, over and over in your mind? It's like a broken record. You're not solving anything, but you're dragging yourself back into that feeling again and again. It's such an easy trap, and before you know it, you've become sad. Your mind is replaying those moments because it's trying to make sense of them, or protect you from being hurt again. You can't change what happened, but you can change how much power it has over your present. When the memory comes, gently remind yourself, this is just a thought, not what's happening. And every time you choose to return to the present moment, you're taking a step away from that old hurt. Number 2, engaging in negative self-talk. That little voice in our head that says, I won't be enough for this and that, I'm a failure. What's the point? I'll never get through this, I don't measure up. Or maybe it says, they probably don't like me. If I try, I'll just embarrass myself. Nothing goes right, I'll never change. I'm just a mess. We talk to ourselves in ways we'd never talk to people we care about. Sometimes we think we're being realistic or holding ourselves accountable, but really, we're just being mean to ourselves. And it makes us feel worse every single time. Hold on. Hear this. That voice isn't the truth. It's just a habit our minds has built over time. Next time those thoughts come up, evaluate your real situation. I'm having a hard time, but I'm learning. Or, this is tough, but I've gotten through hard things before. Changing your inner dialogue won't happen overnight, but every time you catch yourself and reframe even one thought, you're rewiring the brain to be more supportive. And that changes how you feel, act, and grow. Now for the number 1 of the top 10 ways people hurt themselves. Comparing yourself unfavorably to others. This is the easiest and most common way people make themselves sad. It's simple. Do you want to ruin your mood? Keep looking at everyone else, especially in social media. You scroll, you see their perfect life, looks, success, and suddenly you feel you don't compare to their status. You feel like you're behind. But remember, you're only seeing their personal highlights, not their reality. You don't see the downs to their ups, the roughs to their smooth. Comparison tricks you into believing you're less, when really their path has nothing to do with yours. Here's how to stop. Catch the thought when it hits. I wish I had what they have. Pause. Remind yourself, I'm only seeing one chapter of their story. Then shift your focus. What's one thing you've achieved? What's one step forward you can take today? Gratitude and small wins beat comparison every time. Stop competing with their life. Start investing in yours. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till the next video, take care, curious one.